I am often asked, Suzanne, okay, what do you mean by judgment is below the line of choice and discernment is above? Like, what's the difference? So, look, sometimes we need to judge stuff. I'm not talking about having good judgment. The use of that word, that makes sense. I'm talking about when we clump things, when we judge, when we label, when we solidify something and just say it is X, Y, or Z. Versus discernment requires the qualities of wonder, curiosity, perspective, to be able to see and separate things out so that we can look at the components and have more awareness and perspective. So you might say, okay, what's a practical use of that? So let's look at it in terms of relationships. So if Brett, my husband, exercises and leaves out his sweaty jersey and his bike shoes that are all kind of soaked and all that kind of stuff, and if I judge him as a slob or a mess, I can go below the line of choice and get anxious about that and get irritated. And I can also not feel good about myself, and I could start to complain. Versus if I discern and see, oh, look, okay, he's laid his stuff out here. Okay, his shoes are there, his jersey's there. And it lets me be able to break it down into pieces and then make clear, intelligent, loving requests of him as a human being instead of that I've already judged him as a slob or as someone that's irritating me and making a mess. You guys see the difference? So my job is to be able to be here so that I can discern what's going on, be able to take apart the pieces of it, make my requests, and be able to have this, wonderful relationship that I call a marriage. Now, those of you that are parents, it's also really, really helpful to be able to discern what your child is doing instead of judge it. Same for those of you that work in teams of people in your workplace. You want to be able to see what happened instead of what you made it mean. One of the exercises that I've also learned that can help this is you can take a piece of paper and draw a line down the middle of the page. So this is another way to work with the line of choice. The line of choice goes this way, but the line of judgment versus discernment goes this way. And you can put on one column, what you made it mean, your judgment of it. And then on the other column, what are you discerning? What do you actually see? So if somebody slams the door and you judge it and say, that person's really angry at me, versus what you discern is, oh, someone closed the door very loudly and exited quickly. Those are two different things. One is what actually happened and the other thing is what you made it mean. So being able to separate that gives us more, I want to just say more light. I know I kind of like my own brand, but it does. It gives us more light to be able to know how to navigate. So I'd like you to practice being able to discern and catch yourself when you're judging, because you know what? Whatever you judge, you become. Okay? So watch out and stay in discernment.